Welcome, Mavericks. My name is Kenneth Reed, and I'm the Director of African American Affairs. Today, we'll be covering online learning tools, tutoring services. Throughout this presentation, I'm going to review a few online tutoring service options to help you be successful in your academic career. This is part of our MNSU Diversity is Here to Help campaign, where staff within diversity and inclusion will actively work to giving and providing videos, information, and resources to assist you in being successful as a Maverick. Throughout this presentation, we will identify 3 online tutoring service options that are common to most, but not necessarily for all. They are the Center for Academic Success, MathPass, and Tutor Com, which is available through D2L. Throughout this presentation, I will show you how to access each and walk you through steps to meet with a tutor. Note, it is necessary that you download Zoom web conferencing to utilize many of these services because the university provides you guidance on accessing this information as well as the program. What you have to do is just visit www.mnsu.edu/Zoom. Again, it's www.mnsu.edu/Zoom for more information. It should look like this. You log onto the page, you'll go ahead and log into Zoom. It'll have you download Zoom and walk you through the steps. There's also useful information on how to navigate the program so that way you're most successful at using it. The Center for Academic Success is located in the lower level of the Memorial Library, room 125. It is the main tutoring student support service on campus for all students. They have trained graduate and undergraduate tutors who are available to assist you with writing, speech, language, math, science, and business classes. You can access their website by visiting www.mnsu.edu/success. Again, that's www.mnsu.edu/success. It should look like this when you type it in. You'll click on Online Tutoring, which is located in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. And what you'll see is that there are 2 options available, the Writing Center and the Math, Science, and Business Center. I'll show you how to use both. We'll start with the Writing Center. You'll click on the link, and you'll see that there's 2 types of options. The first one is the real-time Zoom web conference appointment, which allows you to meet with somebody real-time and talk about your paper and get feedback. The other one, if your time does not permit, allows you to just upload a document and have someone get back to you via email with suggestions or feedback within 24 hours. Let's go ahead and click on it so that way you can see how to use both. It'll bring you to this page. You'll log in with your credentials. Luckily for me, mine are already saved. Here are a few tips on how to use the system. As it says, we'll go ahead and search availability. What we'll do today is we'll utilize the Online Writing Center. And I don't have a particular consultant that I've been working with, but if you did, you can select their name here. I'll skip up to the next one and just choose my section. It'll bring up the classes that you're currently taking, which you can associate this particular paper with. However, if you just needed help with a general paper, you just click on Other Writing, Not for Class, which is what we'll use today. Let them know whether you'd like to meet with them in real time or just upload the document and wait for them to give you feedback within 24 hours. For this example, we'll do no meeting and just upload the document. Leave the parameters here the same so that way you have a lot of options to choose from when selecting a time. We'll wait for that to load. While it's loading, I want to reiterate the fact that you want to give yourself time so that way if there's feedback and you need to make changes or drastic changes, you have enough time to go ahead and make the changes or resubmit the paper for consideration or review again. So you would select a time, click on it. A lot of the information at the top will already be pre-filled based on what you've already selected in the filter. You'll enter your telephone number so they can contact you if they need to. I'll enter my telephone number for the office. Then you add notes. For me, I'll say this is an APA style format and actually we'll say APA style format, and a paper about tutoring services. I need assistance with grammar and structure. What you'll do is go ahead and click save, but before I do so, I want to show you something else. In the event that you are setting up a real-time appointment, you wanted a reminder about that appointment. You can click down here at the bottom and click yes to set up that reminder. You'll click save thereafter. I've already set up one, so we'll go back to the main menu and look at the one that I've already set up. As you can see, my upcoming appointments come up at the bottom, or are shown at the bottom of the screen. I can click on the link and bring up that appointment. I can upload the document while in this particular screen by hovering over this, which says choose file for upload, choosing my file, which I've already done, and adding a note in here about what I'm looking to have done with that particular paper. Click save and then exit out of it. Another way to do it is going to document post. You'll create a new file, student document. When do you want someone to follow up by? Add notes, hover over this to upload the file, and upload. And I've already done that. So I've asked for feedback by the first, and I said this is a test for a video. So that's an example of how to use the Online Writing Center. Next, I'll show you how to use the Math, Science, and Business Center. So coming back to the previous page that we were on for the Center for Academic Success, we'll click on the Math, Science, and Business Center. We'll be taken to a page where we'll see the available courses that they offer tutoring in. If I wanted assistance in math, or actually let's do just statistics. I'll click on statistics, and what I'll see is that they offer assistance in statistics 154 and 354. These particular sessions are a little bit different from the Writing Center because what happens is they offer group assistance during certain times of the day. So I can choose Monday from 9 to 12 or 1 to 7, or Wednesday from 8 to 2, or 9 to 2 actually. So then I would click on one of them. Let's say I want to meet with someone between 1 and 7. It would bring up Zoom. I would open up the program, and then I would join the particular meeting to get help with that particular class. That's how you use that system. And again, you can choose any of the other subjects that were available to you in this list here. For instance, the math section gives you options for Math 098, 112, 113, 115, 121, 122, 223, and 321. And I can give assistance in any of those classes during these times there. Let's say, for instance, you cannot find a subject, or you cannot find hours for the subject that you're studying and you need a tutor. What you'll do is go over to Request a Tutor, and then click on Tutor Request Form. Fill out this form here, and then click Submit. There's also a Frequently Asked Questions section to answer some of your questions that you may have. What I want to bring to your attention is that Online Writing Center offers weekend and evening hours to fit your schedule. However, tutors can typically only review between 4 and 6 pages in one session. So with that being said, you want to give yourself enough time to allow them to look at the paper, give you feedback, send it back to you, and maybe even make revisions so you can resubmit it. When joining them for the Zoom calls, you can use the Zoom whiteboard feature. There will be a button to allow you to share your screen, and instead of actually sharing a screen, you'll select whiteboard. That way, when you're working with them for science or math classes, you can draw on the screen and then work on formulas or equations that may not be able to work when you're just typing in on your keyboard. The next option that we'll discuss is the MathPass option, NAVRIC Peer Facilitated Academic Support System, better known as MathPass. This program provides support in classes that have been identified as difficult courses. MathPass leaders sit in on courses in which they've already demonstrated proficiency and are trained in collaborative learning techniques in order to facilitate study sessions for all students. The sessions are confidential and free, and research shows that when you attend these sessions more frequently, you can earn, on an average, 1 full letter grade higher in the course. You can access their website or these services by visiting their www.mnsu.edu/mathpass. Again, that's www.mnsu.edu/mathpass. When you type it in, it should look like this. Man, that's a great looking bunch right there. You'll scroll down a bit and you'll click on MathPass courses and look at the courses that are offered. Scroll down again, and it's great because they actually include information about how to join them for Zoom. And don't forget, you can also visit the Zoom webpage, www.mnsu.edu/Zoom, for tips, tutorials, and also to download Zoom. What you see is that we've identified these courses as being difficult courses for most students on campus. If you so happen to be taking one of these classes, what you would do is just click on it. So we're going to click on the Computer Information Science class 121, Fundamentals of Programming. You'll see that there are specific times that they offer tutoring with this particular class. If I were to need help on Friday, I can meet with them between 12 and 12:50. This is the individual, and I can click on their name to get more information. And then if it's during that time, I can click on this button here, or any of these, and join their Zoom room during the time that has been allocated. You may not see your course listed because it's not currently listed as a difficult course. However, we encourage you to still use this feature and utilize the Center for Academic Success Request a Tutor feature for a class that you need help with. You can also reach out to your professor and ask them for support or assistance during their office hours, or they may even suggest a student who has taken their class previously who can help you. Our next option is going to be Tutor.com, which is available via the D2L. Our institution, in collaboration with Minnesota State College and University System Office, provides you a number of free hours of tutoring support through Tutor.com. They offer assistance in business, computer science, English, foreign language, history, math, nursing, healthcare, science, social science, and writing. You can access their website by visiting the D2L site, which is www.mnsu.edu/D2L. Again, it's www.mnsu.edu/D2L. When visiting the site, it should look like this. What you'll do is scroll down a bit and click on Log In to D2L Brightspace. You'll click here and enter your star ID and password. Again, mine is saved for convenience. You'll log in. You'll pull up your regular D2L screen that you're familiar with, but what we're looking for is a section called Student Resources. It may not necessarily be on the landing page, so what you're going to want to click is the waffle here at the top. Select one of the classes that you're taking, and I'm going to select this particular class. Uh-oh, I don't see what I'm looking for, but that's okay because every professor has the option to customize their view so that way they only have what they feel as though is pertinent to their students. So I'm going to select another class. Great, we have our student resources. We're going to click here and then click on Tutor.com. Well, what's great about it is it's going to log you in with your credentials because it's connected directly to the system. So that way when you go to Tutor.com, you don't have to log in because it already has your information. You'll see that there's a number of options available. Connect with a tutor now, schedule a tutoring session, submit a paper for review, take a practice quiz, and this last feature will be up to their professor whether or not they're using it or not. What I'm going to talk about very quickly is going to be take a practice quiz. This is great for students who need to practice for a particular class. And maybe, they haven't had a chance to study with a tutor or they just want to make sure they understand the material. So what you'll do is select a particular topic or subject. I'm going to choose biology, and then I'll select what type of quiz I need to practice. So I'm going to select cellular energy. When I click on take a quiz, it'll bring up a new menu or a new window. Let me show you what that looks like. This is an example of it. I can then use this particular screen to practice the questions that may come up on my quiz. Now again, you still want to reference your syllabus just in case this practice quiz doesn't have the information that your particular professor is teaching that particular week or on that particular subject. But it's a great way for you just to understand the material a little bit better. You can answer the questions by clicking on the bubbles and then clicking next and going to the next page and then finishing it. Going back to the D2L Tutor Com service, we're going to look at the other two options. So one could be schedule a tutor, so that way if you're a little bit more organized and you prioritize things and have a detailed schedule, you can say, you know what, I know that I want to meet with someone on Friday at 5 p.m. and I know that the tutoring center won't have anyone available. So you can do schedule a tutor. Once it comes up, you select your subject. I'll say math, statistics. That's just not my area of expertise. You'll click schedule, complete some information, select a date, a time, how much time do you think you need to work together, give them information about what you're needing help with in the subject, and schedule that session. For this particular example, we're going to go ahead and connect with the tutor now. Because, you know, sometimes it may be after hours and you just need help with that particular subject, and you want that assistance right then and there. I want to point out to you, too, that there's this line here that shows you how many hours you have available with Tutor.com. The university, as well as the system, pays for so many hours for every student to be able to utilize the system. So this is how many hours I have left. So you take a look at that so that way you know how many you have left for the academic year. The example that I'm going to use today is going to be for, let's choose science. And I'm going to choose anatomy. You want to click this button here so you have the option to talk with the person if you decide you want to have a voice conversation with them. Otherwise, you'll be able to use a chat box. If you have a handout or maybe an assignment that the professor is giving you and you want to upload it so that way you and the person can look at it together, you would upload the document. Then you will give them information about what you're wanting to meet with them about. So I'm going to say, I need assistance better understanding anatomy. And then because I'm doing this test example, Grammarly is a great feature to use. I'm going to let them know that this is just a test. And then we'll click Connect Now. It'll bring up another window, which is this one, and it'll connect you with a tutor. While we're waiting for a tutor to connect with us, I just want to reiterate that this is a great way to connect with someone after hours or on the weekends, maybe a few hours right before the test, which we do not recommend, but we know that it does happen sometimes, and you may have some anxiety or just want to go over a few more questions. So this is a great resource to use. So we're still waiting to connect with somebody. We've connected with Rachel, so we'll say hi, Rachel. I'll let her know that I'm using this particular session just to get some assistance and show you all how to use it. So what you'll see is that you can click on the pen and do this as a test, or you can write out the equation, or if you need to draw a line, you can draw a line. You can also change the color of your pen, so that way you can have different colors for different equations. You can enter in text. So this is a sample, and a number of other things. You also have some other features that are across the top and along the side. Because this is a science class and it's an anatomy, we don't necessarily need the grid, but just in case you did, I'm going to ask her to put the grid up for us. And that way we can have her place that information up there for us so it's easier to use, or if she needs to write something to us. So we'll just wait for her to do that. Okay, so she's informed me because I've selected anatomy, she wouldn't be able to pull up the grid. But there's options to pull up a grid or lines in case you want to write lines on, or write in between the lines and write sentences. There's a lot of different options that are available. So you see that she's written, hello and welcome to the classroom. So that's great. And then you also see that she's also moved the screen down for us too. So there's also the whiteboard and other things that you can do at the top. So if you need to print this particular screen after you finish to reference later, or share a file because you decided you wanted to upload a file to help them better help you understand, you can do that as well. So we'll go ahead and tell her thanks and we'll leave. Perfect. From there, we'll end our session. Okay. And then it will ask us a few questions about how did the session go. So we'll say excellent. It was a great session. Would we recommend it? Yes. Are we glad that this is available? Yes, especially so we can meet with someone after hours. We'll answer those, and we'll just say thanks for the session. And then you'll click submit. Next, what we'll talk about is, in 1 second. We'll talk about how ways that you should go ahead and reach out for other resources. Sometimes if you connect with your professor, you can find out that there's other tutoring options that are available throughout the campus. Or as I mentioned before, you may find out that the professor is willing to meet with you during their office hours. And that way you can better understand the material to be successful in their class. I want to talk about the Keep Learning site. The Keep Learning site, we really encourage all students to visit because it provides convenient tips, tools, and resources to help you succeed. It's www.mnsu.edu/keep-learning if you want to visit the site. Again, it's www.mnsu.edu/keep-learning to visit the site. I'm going to show you what that looks like. When you visit the site, this is what it looks like. It provides a number of useful resources for you, such as low or no cost internet options, requesting a laptop, and other services such as accessibility resources, how to utilize the library while it's closed, but still providing support. So they talk to you about how to utilize the library during COVID-19 and other IT support. I want to thank you for joining us for this particular video and invite you to contact any of our wonderful staff via email for additional support. What you would do is just visit the MNSU.edu website and type in diversity and inclusion, and I'll show you what that looks like. Not that one, bear with me a second. And then just search diversity and inclusion. And you want to look for the option that has both the words diversity and inclusion, not just diversity. And depending on when you're looking at the site, it may pull up this information, or this site here, or the new site, which we're moving over to. So it all depends on when you're watching this particular video and when the site goes live. But just click on staff or search for the staff tab. And we invite you to email any of us in the Multicultural Center, OASIS, gender and sexuality programs such as the LGBT Center, Women's Center, and VARP. All you do is click on someone's email, send us a message, and we're more than willing to help you out after hours or during business hours. Business hours are from Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And if you need help after hours, just shoot us a message and we'll try to connect with you and figure out ways to help you depending on what your schedule is like or if you have other commitments. But nevertheless, we want you to know that we're here to help you. Again, thank you for joining us. We hope this information has been helpful. We know that the campus community cares about you, as well as diversity and inclusion is here to help. And remember, MNSU Diversity is here to help, so you may see some of these videos across campus or on different platforms such as YouTube, Zoom, Facebook, and just look out for the hashtag. MNSU Diversity is here to help. Have a great one, Mavericks, and know that diversity and inclusion is always here to assist you in being successful as a student.